Welcome to the Social Podcast, where no discussion or debate is off limits.
Have a seat, everybody. It's Friday. We made it.
Yes.
We made it. It's a
It has been the longest week ever. It has been the longest month ever. I'm happy to cap off this week with a visit from my mother, who's in the audience today.
Hi, Mom.
She's here. I'll just say this. We are so happy to have her here, but she is here with her golf ladies, who are all, I would say, aging powerfully.
Yes. Man, look at you.
Good to have you ladies here.
Oh, we love that.
I know.
Now you gotta watch what you say. just a little bit. I'm sure she watches you on television. It's all fine, everybody. She knows you. Okay, so why don't we start with this question? Have you ever been given a dose of reality in the workplace? Little ego check. Well, Reese Witherspoon is opening up about being given a big ego check back in 2014. She says she was supposed to star in the movie Gone Girl, but the film's director, David Fincher, told her she was, quote, totally wrong for this role, and then ended up casting Rosamund Pike instead, who was amazing in the film. Reese says she eventually, clearly not right away, but eventually realized David was actually very, very right. So how important is it to get an ego check, kind of like that, maybe every now and then?
Yeah, I feel like it's important too. I'm, in fact, due for one. Because I think the last time I had it was about 15 years ago, and it was, I handed in the first draft of my first story ever that was going to come out in Maclean's magazine. And the editor looked at the draft and she said, oh, this is a complete rewrite. Because I had made the story about me. It was like I had inserted myself too much, and she's like, you're not a columnist. Maybe one day you will, but straight out of the gate, you're not a columnist. She gave me the notes, I rewrote it, and the second draft almost went through without any changes. So
Was the second draft better, though?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay, good.
And also, here's the thing. I think it depends on who it's coming from, because this editor is considered one of the best in the country. So who am I to say, no, I want it to be like a Hannah Horvath from, no, this is all about me. No, I was like a cub. Report, you know what I mean?
So you needed it.
I needed it, and it worked out great.
I don't know. I mean, you're hitting on something, because I do think you have to respect the person. And in theory, I remember being in university and I had a professor who I did respect. Like, she was the screenwriter. I wanted to be a screenwriter. Yeah. And yet she had it out for me. She thought I was, I don't know what, if I reminded her of someone from her past, but she basically kicked me out of the program and told me that I was never gonna be a writer. But that, I mean, it is extremely motivating to be told you cannot do this, you will never succeed at something. And I would say, but here's a question though, I've also had people in the past who've motivated me by compliments, by saying like, I see something in you, that's the whole reason why I'm doing on-air work now. I was behind the camera, and then an executive said, I think you can do this. And I was like, I can't do that. Yes, you can. And so I was also then, that's a much better way to motivate, in my opinion, is when you motivate by telling someone, you can do this, as opposed to you cannot.
You're right. It does empower you if you're feeling a little bit insecure, especially in the beginning of your career. And it's interesting because in the beginning of my career, I was told when we were in J school, listen, you have a demo tape and you have to leave your ego at the door because it's about getting better. So I went in with that attitude, and in my first job, not at this station, another one, there was a very well-respected news director who was there, and I was like, I'm so grateful to have you and access to you. And I cut these demo tapes and I would sit down with him and I'm like, play it and be like, tell me what I need to change, tell me what I need to fix. Because I'm like, ego aside, tell me, because I was looking for that. And he would literally just watch it and kind of go, yeah, I don't really have anything to say, but I think the entry-level job that you have is perfect for a girl like you. And I remember, And I remember thinking, okay, everybody thinks this guy, he's well-respected, he has all this experience, but why does this not feel good? Yeah. Why am I so angry? And I left that office, and I was super angry, and I was like, oh yeah, watch me. And the funny thing is, it wasn't just me. There's another very prominent on-air person whose name I won't say, who was also at that same place and got told the same thing. We're both doing very well, and I'm sure he notices that the two of us, that he kept away from all of those situations and all of the opportunities, it's gotta like rub him the wrong way. And so that's why when I hear stories like this of one person telling another person, this isn't right for you, who are you to say that? And how do you know? Do you have a crystal ball? So I guess,
but in the moment, it must have been really hard. Like, I think in retrospect, we can say we've grown and we've learned. And I think that's the lesson here also for anybody listening, because it can feel like an ego killer. And then for us, it maybe eventually turned into an ego boost. But in the moment, you feel really, really deflated.
Yeah.
And that was my story. I was already very well into my career. And you guys know this in school and in journalism school and in this industry, you hustle. When we come from news, you are chasing contacts, you are building relationships, you're hustling for the scoop. And I had been working on a relationship for years to get a really high profile interview. And I finally secured it. And I said, this is it. And that's what you're conditioned to do in this industry, hustle.
That's the win.
So when I came to present it to say, here's the pitch and can we do this? I was really knocked down, and someone much higher than me, who is very well respected, said, you're not the right person for the job. But not maybe because I wasn't talented enough, but there's a hierarchy in our business. And there's seniority. So if someone is senior to you, and they've earned it, and they're like, that's not for you, that's for me. So in that sense, I felt like my ego was so deflated because they basically said, you're not ready for this. This is not for you. And yet,
But you did all the work to get it.
I did all the work to get it. I really
But
did.
this was really about their ego.
Their ego. Their ego.
Saying, how dare you scoop me on this?
Exactly.
Yes.
But the lesson was very entrepreneurial because since that happened, of course, it burned me, it stung me. I leaned into my Frankism. That's my dad, Frank. And if you want something done, do it yourself. And so guess what? I just do all my other things for me. And I don't always feel the need to have to share or give it to somebody else. I can completely rely on myself. There's a big lesson in all of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really relates.
Ego.
You will...
Let's give it up for egos.
Ego!
Hey, you know what? I think we can all agree it's a stressful time out there, in the world. But do you have a way to self-soothe? Because apparently there's a growing trend that involves adult pacifiers. Social media users are relieving the stress and anxiety of everyday life by sucking away at these adult soothers. So retailers carrying the products are claiming that they're selling thousands every month. So, guys, would you give one of these a suck to help? No, I'm shocked.
That is everything that is wrong with society right now.
I don't know everything.
Or is it a sign of the times? Or is it a sign?
Adulting is hard. Young ones, adulting is hard. The answer is not to go back to your binky. Adulting is hard. The whole point why we leave it behind, you know, if you've had a child, you know that age, if they've had one, and you have to sit down and you go, okay, Tommy, today's the day. Today's the day to say goodbye to binky and grow up.
No, I don't know. We all have soothing mechanisms, right? Some people pick up smoking. I certainly did for a number of years.
Does your mom know that?
Yeah, she knows that. She knows that. I will say
She
though
knows
that
now.
listen, I think this is disturbing on some level, but I also think like there are other worse habits, right? Like that's one of them. So would it be like
sucking your thumb can really mess up your teeth?
This reminds me of like the rave culture, though.
Yeah.
Didn't they do this in raves, like in the 90s?
They did, because something with the drugs.
What were they sucking on?
drugs.
It was like
It was a
candy.
soother.
A candy soother.
Yeah,
or
It was
like
a soother
candy.
because they were on drugs.
I don't know. This trend angers me so much because I just feel like this is so counterproductive for women specifically. Men, if you want to put a pacifier in your mouth, go for it. But I'm thinking we're still fighting to be paid equally, to be respected. They still don't think we're smart enough that we can handle stress, and then we're gonna turn around as an adult and walk around the streets with a pacifier in your mouth. Also, let's just talk about the elephant in the room, the sexualization and fetishization of just that clip of a woman sucking on something. Just imagine sitting across from a person and this woman is just sucking on something. You can hear that noise. This trend is a no. Take it out of your mouth.
Yeah, that's it.
We don't need this. This is going in the wrong direction.
That's correct.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to our next topic. One wife wrote into Scary Mommy with a secret about their marriage. She doesn't love her husband anymore, and she thinks he feels the same way. Now, instead of throwing in the towel, they have decided to stay in what they're calling a loveless marriage and are apparently happier because of it. Okay, so can a loveless partnership be healthy?
Healthy.
Healthy.
I think.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think it can be. I mean, is it what I would want? No, but I think if both partners have agreed, and in this case, it sounds like they were sort of having a lot of tension and fraught energy between the two of them, and then eventually they were sort of like, you know what? I no longer want to argue about things. I just want to be at peace. And they came to an agreement that they both felt the same way. They didn't want to separate because they had all these connections and family and like all these like roots and friendships that they didn't want to abandon and make challenging. Not to mention, I'm sure, a financial component. So I think people marry for all kinds of different reasons. And I think we should normalize the fact that it's not always going to be exactly the same way it was when you started, but that doesn't mean it necessarily has to be, then you have to like absolutely separate and not be together for the rest of your life.
No. I have a quick question that to the table. Well, this sounds more realistic because I know a lot of the people in my family, I won't call any names, a lot of couples aren't sleeping in the same bedroom. They're just kind of staying together. They've just kind of grown accustomed to each other. It's more like a brother-sister situation. Isn't that more the norm? Are people afraid to talk about that? Is there a stigma about that?
I think you're right. I do think passion and lust ebb and flow in a relationship. But I'm also wondering if this woman, the word love, feelings are hard to quantify. Like, I think it might mean different things for different people. There's not a universal definition of it. For me, I think about love equating it with intimacy. And once you've had, and I mean intimacy with being 100% yourself in front of someone else, where you're not performing, you are absolutely, unequivocally, unapologetically just yourself when you get home. And I wonder if, what am I trying to say? Like that, I think this couple has that.
Yes.
Has that level of intimacy. She's choosing to say it's not love, but I wonder if, according to other people, it might be.
It's an interesting question.
That level of closeness.
Maybe she loves him, but she's not in love with him.
But that's a really interesting distinction, right?
Right.
Okay, I'll be the one at the table who is the hopeless romantic. Hopeless romantic. I too would not want this, and I feel sad for her. I feel sad for him. If you're lucky, you get 80 good years on this planet. If you're lucky, we got one shot at this. I am of the camp of go big or go home, and that means with love too. Now, that doesn't mean that I think everybody should be in love or should be in a relationship. That's not what I'm saying. When I read this situation, I think that she is staying in this not because she is choosing to be, quote unquote, in a loveless marriage. I think she's staying in this because she's given up. And that's very different to me.
Yeah.
There's a resignation in her.
Yeah.
No, she's given up.
Do you think
I read it. The article was that she tried, and
But maybe she's just choosing peace now and choosing
I think peace now.
She's choosing peace now, and also, some people, we have a loneliness crisis on our hand, and if she was to leave, let's assume that she had enough finances to do that. If she's to leave, she's starting over, and maybe she just doesn't want to grow old
I don't think so.
So then the question is
Absolutely
fear.
not.
Is it fear that keeps people from leaving and embarking on a new relationship? The fear of who am I going to meet? Who am I going to start over with?
Yeah.
Who's going to deal with me? And that all those insecurities, and it's easier to stay.
It may be,
No?
but I don't know how old she is. But as you were saying, Jess, long-term relationships, if you've been in them, there's ups, there's downs, there's left, there's right. That's how she feels right now. What's 5 years going to look like from now? Is nobody on their deathbed says, I'm glad that I did a whole lot of nothing in my life.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that says, talk to people who are on their deathbed. What is it that you want? What's your passion? It might not be this. This doesn't sound like an empowered choice.
And
this sounds like resignation.
It's funny, you just triggered something in me because I'm thinking because I took care of my father near the end of his life. And the fear for me would be that I've chosen someone that at the end of my life, I'm like, I made a mistake. I don't in fact love this person, and I wish if I could go back, I would have chosen someone differently, or maybe just kept doing my own thing, and I would have been happier. That, to me, is terrifying.
Interesting.
Terrifying.
Okay.
I wish we could talk to her.
I know.
Find out what's happening.
And hear his side. What's he thinking?
Oh, well.
Suppose he's madly in love.
Oh,
See, that would be heartbreaking.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know.
Okay, we're going to move on to this. Here's a question. Would you judge someone for brushing their teeth outside of the bathroom? Okay? A roommate has written to The Guardian for advice because their housemate brushes her teeth around her home and then spits it often in the kitchen sink. Is this gross, or is this not a big deal? It's a sink, it's a sink, it's a sink.
You guys, okay, I got one woman. Thank you very much. Okay, first of all, I don't know. I appreciate that you guys brush your teeth in one room and stay there. That's very focused or controlled. I don't know. But when I brush my teeth, I walk around because I'm like, I got this extra hand. I can do things.
Why?
And then, Okay, first of all, relax. And then sometimes you get a little frothy, and whatever sink is there, I spit into that sink. Now, there are sink rules. I am not spitting into a sink if there are things in the sink. Like if there are dishes in there, I'm not spitting into that sink, or cutlery, or a comb in the kitchen, in my bathroom sink. But I also clean the sink afterwards. Like I clean it with soap and clean it up.
Okay.
Can I have a little
But wouldn't you say the difference is, and I could be wrong and I could be calling you out, but you live alone, right?
Yeah, I also live alone. So it's only my spit. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's my spit. It's my house. It's my sink. I'll spit where I want to.
In this situation, it's not even the hygiene. It's just like basically we all follow this unwritten social code that allows humans to coexist together. This roommate is not following the rules.
Correct. Okay, but wait a minute. Okay, I'm just gonna call myself out. So we work in this building. I like to brush my teeth before I come on the show, okay? So a lot of times we're rushing to get down here and I gotta pee. I got like an organization of things. I gotta eat, I gotta brush my teeth, I gotta pee. Anyway, I was running across to go to the closest bathroom to do this. Someone was in that stall. So there's a sink there that's associated with a kitchen that we have nearby. So I just started brushing my teeth in it. And as I was doing it, I was like, is this weird? Is someone gonna judge me for this? But it was out of desperate times.
Yeah, I saw you the other day, and it's weird.
What? Why? There was nothing in the sink.
There's nothing in it?
I'll tell you why.
Why?
You have lovely teeth and wonderful dental hygiene, I'm sure. But I don't know that about everybody, and I don't want your gingivitis in my sink.
Even if I wash it afterwards?
I don't know that everybody is as clean as you.
Okay.
So if you think about it, if you take a look at what goes down the kitchen sink, it's everything from chicken guts to the fruit. Yeah, now you're getting right. So I don't think the same way that my food goes down there, even though it's going down, I also don't want your floss bits in my kitchen sink. I don't want, when I spit, it's not always clear in the sink, am I right? So I just think there should be a separation of church and state, and there are sinks for one reason and sinks for another. Just like I wouldn't pour chicken juice down the bathroom sink.
Excellent
Think about it.
point.
There is a
You
separation.
won't pour chicken juice
down the kitchen, down the bathroom sink.
You won't pee in the kitchen sink either? That's for another day. That's for another day.
I am not 20 anymore. Okay, so Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, or Zuck, right? That's how he's being called now, Zuck. He's cool now, okay? He's cool now. Anyway, he announced the company's first pair of...
Sorry. Go on.
Not as cool as you, though, Jess. He's announced the company's first pair of AI smart glasses. So these glasses include a built-in screen for augmented reality. They'll also have a small color display on the lens to project things like texts or even live video calls. Guys, we are in a movie now. Like, we have made the leap. So these frames, they're styled in a classic Wayfarer look, as you saw. It's all an attempt to avoid appearing too much like wearable tech. It's supposed to just sort of seamlessly move into our lives so that we're not constantly being taken out of the moment and go here. We can just, there. Who wants to try these? Who wants to try these?
I'm not trying them. I'm sitting this one out, you guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zuck's comments when he was sort of introducing these, they made me so angry. He was essentially saying that our phones have been so detrimental because we're always looking down and we're not present around people. But these glasses are going to bring some of that presence back. Are you kidding? They're just going to disguise.
Yep.
They're going to disguise our distraction. I find it terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it so much too because I know, you know what it reminds me of? I dated this guy in university once and we'd be out on a date together, we'd be sitting across from each other at a bar, let's say, and I would always see that he'd be looking at me, but he'd be looking just past me to see who's coming in. Do I know someone? Is that a hot girl over there? I could just tell he was never present. And this is the same thing. At least when somebody picks up the phone when you're having a conversation, you're like, okay, I can stop talking right now because they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
But if they have glasses on, it's going to give the illusion that they're paying attention and they won't be. And I think that's going to be super distancing.
Also, for me, it's a loss of trust. I do not trust all of these tech bros because we've learned, I think in the very beginning with the introduction of smartphones, we're all just happy. We're like, oh, it's cool. It's just really convenient because I can do all these things. And now we've learned so much about how it's affecting our mental health. So now when Zuck and his friends are introducing these things, I go, wait a second. And how did you design this? How addicted to this are we supposed to be? Are we giving this to our kids? Is this safe for our kids? And I don't know about you, but I'm at this crossroads. I know I'm in this job, so I have to have a present presence online, but I'm at this crossroads where sometimes I daydream about living in a very quiet place with a flip phone in my pocket and not being so...
Checking out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be so checked out that I'm like detached from what's going on, because I don't want to get left behind. But at the same time, I'm at that crossroads right now where I'm like, you could take this phone and I won't miss it. So I can get my mental health back and I can read a book and touch grass.
Yeah.
Zuck, thanks for the glasses, but I'm going to keep these Amazon cheapies.
The only thing, I'm curious what you have to say about this, because the only thing I could see these being a benefit in terms of connection is, like, I'm going to Italy next year. I'm trying to learn on Duolingo. It's taking a long time. So if we could an AI in real time, if I could be like encountering someone and then being fed a line.
You do that with the new AirPods.
Oh,
Apple has the
translated.
then I don't need
This is the thing, like your excitement at new tech. Like, I mean, yes, we've been learning a lot about the highs and the lows of tech, but I've always been an early adopter of new tech, and it's actually a personality style. So whether it's the first person who ever signed up on Facebook, I was one of the first people on Twitter. People used to, I know, it sounds like I'm really old, and people used to make fun of me, slow clap. There were people in this building who were making fun of me. Oh, what is this Twitter? It's gonna go nowhere. And then I was like, oh, really? Well, 100,000 followers later. Anyway, no, I'm being facetious. I'm being facetious.
But it kind of also did go nowhere eventually.
Well, no, eventually it did. But no, I'm an early adopter. I think this is going to be fascinating. You know, people have called smartphones experience blockers because it does absolutely pull you out of the moment. So I am curious to see how it's going to work. So send me a pair, I'll try it out, and I'll give you a review.
Wait, how much are they?
I see what you just did there. Brand partnership. Live on air. What the hell?
I'm shameless. I'm shameless.
Subscribe to The Social Podcast so you don't miss a fiery debate. Until next time, socialites.